In fact, we can actually see it in the one we just had there. So center of mass at this point in the turn, if you kind of track his center of mass around his belly button from here to here, so it's kind of going in this direction, okay? Right? Now, the skis suddenly start going back across this way. So there's an example of tightening the path of the feet, but allowing the center of mass to still move in this direction. So then they collide into each other, okay? And what's going to happen? You either stop and or you get kind of popped up, okay? Now this guy does a good job of, watch him flex his legs as that, it's almost like a collision, okay? Because as you tighten the feet, the path more, you end up creating more centripetal force, okay? More force pushing in, because it's the formula. Centripetal force is equal to mass times the velocity squared divided by the radius, okay? So what this means is if you make the radius tighter, you get a bigger centripetal force. Now, as he's tightening the radius, notice he's not leaning in more, okay? Usually if you want to keep going around the turn, as you tighten the radius, you have to lean your body in more to deal with more centripetal force. So less centripetal force, more centripetal force pushing in. You have to kind of move further inside to make these things equal, okay? This guy doesn't do it. So tightening the path of the feet, but not the center of mass, means there's more centripetal force, and so then he's got to get over the top of it. So if you kept your legs stiff, this is when you end up with an up motion, okay? But watch, he does not. As he tightens, he flexes, 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 okay? So now the center of mass can flow through this way, the legs can go this way, and there's the crossover into the next turn, okay? Now if we bring up old mate who's skiing with him but not doing as such a good a job, we'll see that as he comes around the corner, notice like he's tightening the radius but way out here, as opposed to tightening the radius like to come in line with the center of mass, okay? So this guy's center of mass is going this way, but he tightens the ski that he wants to kind of deflect him over here. Now these things don't line up. This is like a catcher. That's the ball being thrown. The ball needs to be either thrown into here, or he needs to move the catching thing down here so it does catch it. But look, his foot's way out there. See that? So now there's a problem. This is not catching him anymore. So our perceived gravity is lost. So look at him, stick this foot out under here. Okay, just another way of looking at it. Whereas our friend over here at the same point, can you see where the feet relative to the mass is very different? Okay, so not a very useful way to transition. So what he's going to do here is, if he puts this foot now wider, there you go, now his center of mass is inside, or it's crossed over the new outside ski base of support, okay? So he's transitioned. If you didn't, you know, he's still coming down the hill, so he's transitioning. It's just, it's not a very fluid way of making that transition happen. Now I see this common problem in probably 90% of skiers out there. People do not move their feet forward like a baseball mitt catch to help continue to create this perceived gravity or balance against the outside ski, and also kind of trip them, create more centripetal force through the end. So